Hello, my name's Joanne James and welcome to another tutorial from the Crafty Owl. Today I'm going to show you how I put together this lovely window card for a new home, and specifically the thing that I wanted to show you was how I created this lovely Roman blind effect using some Bermuda Bay 1 1/4 inch striped grosgrain ribbon. Obviously you can see it there. From the side you can see the dimension. I actually did a class on shaker cards using windows. This one is not a shaker. You can find details of all the other cards on my blog. But for this particular card, I'm just going to show you how I put it together. So here goes. You will need one piece of smoky slate cardstock measuring 21 centimeters by 14.9 centimeters, folded in the middle. You'll need one piece of smoky slate cardstock measuring 10 by 14.4 centimeters and embossed with the brick wall embossing folder. In addition, you'll need one piece of basic grey that measures 6.3 centimeters by 8.5 centimeters, which will form the back of the window. You'll need a piece of window sheet that measures the same. You'll need a piece of white extra thick cardstock measuring 8 by 9.5 centimeters, out of which you've cut a window frame using the Hearth and Home Framelets dies. You'll also need a piece of white corrugated card measuring 9.5 centimeters by 2.5 centimeters, from which you've cut a window box using the Hearth and Home Framelets. In addition, you'll need two pieces of striped grosgrain 1 1/4 inch ribbon, and each will need to measure 14 centimeters long. And then you'll also need some very small bits and pieces which we use to finish off the card. So you'll need some scraps of cardstock in Bermuda Bay, Melon Mambo and Pumpkin Pie, from which you'll have punched 9 flowers in total using the Itty Bitty Accents flower punch, and finished them off with basic pearls. You'll need a sentiment which I stamped using my alphabet rotary stamp and a basic black Stampin' Right marker, and a Melon Mambo one for the heart, which I just stamped onto scrap and then snipped freehand. And then you'll need some cucumber crush, 3 pieces of leaf stem cut using the Bird Builder punch. In addition, you'll need glues, you'll need some Tombow, you'll need some tear and tape, and you'll need some dimensionals. So first thing we need to do is we need to adhere our brick wall to our card base, like so. Okay, once this piece is complete, we can set that to one side and we can go about creating our window. So the first thing we need to do is take our window frame, put some tear and tape top and bottom, and remove the paper and adhere the window sheet to it. There we go. So there's our window. From the front, so we've got our glass in our window. So the next thing we need to do is actually attach our Roman blind, make our Roman blind. So we need to go to the top of the window again. Doesn't really matter which end you use as the top or bottom. So we need to put some extra tape above the window. Then we take our piece of ribbon and very carefully, making sure it lines up in the centre of the window frame, we attach our ribbon to the tear and tape. So we bring it down halfway of our window pane, if that makes sense, and we fold it back up to create a loop. So can you see there? We've created a loop. Now we're actually going to do both of these at the same time. So we'll do exactly the same with the second piece. Again, carefully lining up. So we're attaching halfway down our tape, and then we're going to fold back our ribbon. You may find it easier to just turn it round. Need them to be level on the fold, so we'll create a double loop. So from the front we've got the first fold of our blind. So the next thing we need to do before we fold it again, we need to take our tear and tape, run it across the top of the ribbon, press it down firmly, and then remove the cover, and then fold our ribbon back on itself. So making sure that our ribbon remains straight and that we place the fold so that it won't be able to be seen from the front. We pull our ribbon back like so. So now we have our long pieces. We take our tear and tape again, place it across the top of the ribbon folds as they currently stand, remove the paper. Just love this tear and tape, and then carefully fold back once again. And I like the second crease of my blind to be just above the crossbar of the window frame, but you can turn it round and you can check from the front to make sure it's how you'd like it to be, and then holding the one that you've done down, just do the other one to match. Like so. So when you look at them from the front, yes, they're level, and then you simply need to take your ribbon scissors and trim off any excess here at the top of your window. And there you have it. There's your blind complete. So all that's left to do now is actually put the rest of the card together. It's very straightforward. As you can see here, I used foam tape to then adhere this part of the card to my base. So using some dimensional strips, I simply used I actually didn't use the dimensionals themselves, I used the outside strips. These are always great for shaker cards, so you'd be wise to keep these because they're very, very useful. And obviously, because we're not making it as a shaker card, there isn't anything likely to fall out. We don't need to worry about it measuring edge to edge. You just need to make sure that you can't see the dimensionals from the other side. Now what you'll find is that roughly the dimensional is the width of the curtain, because the curtain actually is quite a bit of bulk. So to adhere this to the piece of cardstock, I simply bring back my tear and tape and put another piece of that across the top, and then we can remove all of this and it will be ready to stick to our base. There you go. So there's our self-contained window, and we can now, as in our example here, we can adhere this to the base, which I do quite simply using some liquid Tombow. And then once our window's stuck down, we simply need to adhere our window box and fill it. Now I actually did use double the height of dimensionals for my window box so that it added some extra depth. Can you just see there on my sample? I actually propped them up using 3 actual dimensionals. I placed them all at the bottom, so I just piled them on top, 1, 2, 3, like so. And then I adhered my window box so that it sat just below my window, which then left me plenty of depth and space to add my flowers. So as I showed you earlier, I pre-punched my flowers and leaves. I simply used glue dots to adhere them to my window box, like so. And that gives us our lovely dimensional window box. And then finally, nothing more left to do than take our Tombow and our sentiment and just adhere it along the bottom. Again, not being too precise about whether it's straight or aligned. It's kind of a bit of a fun, loose sentiment, stamped with the rotary punch. And there you go. That's my new home card complete, using the Hearth and Home framelit dies to create our window and the beautiful Bermuda Bay 1 1/4 inch grosgrain ribbon to create the Roman blind. For more details on this card and many other papercraft creations, please visit my blog at www.blog.thecraftyowl.co.uk and sign up to my YouTube channel, The Crafty Owl UK, to be the first to receive notification of new video tutorials. That's all from me today. Thanks for watching this tutorial from Joanne James, The Crafty Owl, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.